We're entering an era in which our enemies can make it look like anyone is saying anything at any point in time, even if they would never say those things.
The speech you're watching never actually happened.
For instance, they could have me say things like, I don't know, President Trump is a total and complete dipshit.
It looks and sounds like Barack Obama, but it's a fake.
You see, I would never say these things, at least not in a public address, but someone else would. Someone like Jordan Peele. This is a dangerous time. Moving forward, we need to be more vigilant with what we trust from the internet.
Director Jordan Peele made this video to warn people about a new technology. Technology that in the wrong hands could be a modern-day weapon of war. Could this be the future of fake news? I'm in Los Angeles, the home of movie magic, to learn more about the power and the possibility of this new technology. It's a place where the impossible can become possible, and you never know when you might see a star.
Thank you.
Oh, welcome to the TV crew. Didn't expect to see you.
But I'm not here to meet real celebrities. I'm here to meet fake ones.
Oh, hey, I'm Mark.
Hey, welcome to Pinscreen.
Great, thank you.
Come on in.
Thanks.
Hao Lee is the CEO of Pinscreen and the director of the Vision and Graphics Lab at USC. Pinscreen is using artificial intelligence to create artificial people, primarily avatars for video games. And watch how easy it is.
I'm gonna take a picture. Right, so I just took a selfie here. And when I press create avatar, now it's uploading the picture to the server, and it's gonna generate a full avatar of myself. And I can just record and then send this as a video. Hey Mark, how are you? Hey Mark, how are you?
Why is it that you want to generate these virtual humans? For what end?
Yeah, it has to be an immersive experience where you're in Toronto and I'm in LA, and we can have a face-to-face, in-person communication inside a virtual world. So it's sort of like building, a system like the Matrix.
The line between real and virtual humans is getting increasingly blurred. When actor Paul Walker passed away during the filming of Furious 7, Hao was part of the team that was called in to help complete the movie. They brought the actor back to life with computer-generated graphics. But now technology like this is no longer limited to Hollywood studios, and Hao wants to show us the potential dangers of this emerging technology.
We have passed beyond the stage where these type of effects are not only possible in visual effects studios, where it would cost a lot to generate this type of content. You can basically make these type of technologies accessible to the general audience. So creating awareness is important.
How difficult is it to digitize, make me sort of a virtual person?
Yeah, it's getting easier and easier. And the best way is just to have a picture of someone.
Well, that's fascinating. And you can do that with me?
We can do it with you right now.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right.
I sit in here? Okay. So what do I need to do?
So that's a simple webcam, and we just took a picture of you, and that's it. Now it already built your avatar.
It's already built my avatar?
It has already built. It was that easy.
My photo can be turned into video. Watch as the computer operator becomes puppet master with my own image.
That's fascinating.
The blue part is actually a three-dimensional mesh that is tracking his face. It's analyzing his facial expressions.
So, but the emotions as well. So I can be happy, I can be sad, I can be angry. You can recreate me to whatever the context it is that you want.
That's correct.
If I were to suggest that we take our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, could you take a picture of him and do the same thing with him?
Absolutely. And the scary part of that is we can just go to Google Images, download one of the pictures, and then just insert it inside this app. So, wow. It instantly just built his face, right? And we're basically compositing this face onto his face. So
totally.
Jew is becoming Justin Trudeau instantly. And everything is happening in real time, live. So now imagine we could basically stream this video to someone and have a chat conversation where someone could believe that it is Justin.
Absolutely. That is unbelievable. How do you feel being Canada's Prime Minister? You all right with that?
It's an honor.
It's an honor.
Unlike some other countries where it's not really.
Like perhaps Kim Jong-un. Wow. But this then obviously leads me to wonder about the, sort of the dark applications that you could use this for.
Right.
I mean, have you considered the possibilities of how somebody could take these images and use them in a completely unethical way?
Absolutely. People also generally believe in videos as a form of, well, I saw it in a video, so it must be true. I mean, this, even with the naked eye, you can still tell that there is something unnatural about the face. There is some slight artifacts, but you can imagine that in a couple of months, we're going to perfect the system and it's going to be a perfect image.
You believe we're very close to getting to the point where it'll be virtually impossible to tell the difference between a real image and a digitally manipulated image.
I think so.
So all you need is a simple picture. Then using this AI technology, you can control the image any way you want. Only one of me is real. Can you tell the difference?
Dear people of Belgium.
Okay, this video is really low quality, but it appears to show President Trump saying Belgium should withdraw from the Paris Climate Agreement. This manipulated video was released by a political party in Belgium.
We all know that climate change is fake, just like this video.
But even low-tech fakes can have real-life consequences. Like this video of what looks like a child being kidnapped. It went viral in India, an elaborate online hoax that created a firestorm of fear of roving child kidnapping gangs. As rumors spread, 24 people would be killed by vigilante mobs, the victims suspected to be child abductors. The doctored footage was lifted from this safety video in Pakistan, warning people of the dangers of child abduction. Someone had cut it without this ending, showing the child being returned. A BBC report said it took a sweeping campaign to convince people the video was a fake.
Do you believe that video is real?
Yeah, I believe in this video.
Police had to hit the streets telling people to stop sharing the video. But the damage had already been done.
This is not hypothetical anymore. So we know that this type of content, whether it's fake video, fake images, or fake news, has led to conflict in Myanmar. It's led to conflict and deaths in Sri Lanka. It has led to conflicts around the world. In India, there have been horrible deaths. So this is not hypothetical anymore. We are seeing real lives put at stake because of the fake news phenomenon.
Farid says fake news combines the persuasion of digital tech with the power of social media. It's like nitro meets glycerin.
I worry what happens to a world when literally almost anybody can create very compelling fake content. I think that is going to lead to an information apocalypse. The nightmare situation is a video of Trump saying, "I've launched nuclear weapons against North Korea," and before anybody figures out that it's fake, we're off to the races with a global nuclear meltdown. And while I don't think that is likely, I also don't think it's out of the question. I mean, certainly that technology exists today.
And that has the U.S. Defense Department on alert. Coming up, we're heading to Washington to see the tools being developed to try to spot the fakes.
Engines throttling up, 3 engines now at 104%.
Challenger, go with throttle up.
Roger, go with throttle up.
We remember where we were. Remember how we were moved by the power of these images.
Obviously a major malfunction.
They help reshape politics and public opinion, how we see each other and how we see the world. Now imagine if someone told you they weren't real. That's more likely to happen now than ever before, which is why the U.S. Defense Department sees fake news as a clear and present danger. A specialized team is investing tens of millions of dollars to develop technology to spot fakes, and we're getting a sneak peek. So the building's just up here, and they've got some pretty strict policies about security, which means no cameras until we get inside the building. So this is about as far as I can take you for now. Once inside, we meet Matt Turek from the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA for short. He's taking aim at the enemy.
Who are your adversaries?
Well, it could be anyone, actually, at this point. It could be an individual, it could be low resource groups, it could be, more organized groups and nation states, certainly. But I will point out that nation states have always had the capability to manipulate media.
But if technology can fuel the fakes, can it also be used to help root them out? Turek starts simple. This plane wasn't in the original photo. This detection technology can read the differences in picture resolution. It's like fingerprints that don't match.
There's sort of an outline of the airplane that you can see in this noise pattern, and so the computer can automatically pick up on that. Likely the airplane pixels come from a different camera than the rest of the scene.
How's this for video manipulation? This looks convincingly like two people sitting beside each other, but they never were.
So the one on the left, this one here, was taken earlier in the day. This video was taken later, and you can actually see the sunlight reflecting off the back wall there. And then they were merged together to create this video.
Detection technology looks for inconsistencies.
So here's another example of a video that's been manipulated. This one is really meant to mimic a surveillance video.
We typically believe surveillance camera footage doesn't lie. It's a powerful tool for police. But watch again. The passing car suddenly disappears, but the detectors spot the missing links in the video chain.
You can see this green line. This is the signal, and it's going to detect, this frame's going to turn red at the places where the video was spliced. And so basically a series of frames was removed, and that produces inconsistency in the motion signal, and that's what the automated algorithm can pick up on in this case.
And remember when we were in LA and saw how a simple photo could be turned into video? Well, DARPA is working on spotting fakes like those too.
Here in particular, you can see it really lighting up red because it needs to deform this face to be the open face, and so the mouth and some of the nose region is all being modified.
Right, so that's the critical area of manipulation right in there. That's the hot spot.
Right, exactly.
But Turek concedes as soon as technology is developed to spot fakes, then someone creates better fakes.
It strikes me that you've got the sense here, we've got to be able to detect and we've got to be able to stay ahead of this emerging technology, right, or else. What's the or else component of that?
I think we as a society right now have significant trust in image or video. If we see it, then we have faith that it happened. And so the ability for an individual or a small group of people to make compelling manipulations really undermines trust.
You're trying to be able to spot the fakes or the manipulators out there, but I'm wondering who's got the upper hand right now?
In some sense, it's easier to generate a manipulation now than it is to detect it.
The U.S. Defense Department may be diplomatic about the threat of fake news in Trump's America, but digital forensic sleuth Hani Farid is not.
There's absolutely no question that this is an arms race. And the way this game ends, by the way, is the adversary will always win. You will always be able to create a compelling fake image or video. But the ability to do that, if we are successful on the forensic side, is going to take more time, more effort, more skill, and more risk. And we are going to eventually take it out of the hands of the average person and put it into the hands of a relatively small number of people. That's still a risk, but it's a significantly less risk than we have today.
And the risks are all around us. Here's an up-to-the-minute example of how deception can influence the political perception of the migrant caravan. And it didn't take sophisticated technology. Images like this one went viral on right-wing Facebook groups and retweeted on Twitter, claiming, quote, Mexican police are being brutalized by members of this caravan. This photo was actually taken 6 years ago at a student protest. The truth is sometimes we see what we want to see to confirm our beliefs, and fake photos are used as a weapon in this war on truth. This photo of an NFL player helped stoke sentiment against players who refused to stand during the U.S. national anthem. It, of course, was a fake. This is the original photo, but the fake photo was widely shared before and after it was debunked. But in this emerging technology, fake images are but one weapon.
19 degrees. Here's what's making news right now.
Imagine now the potential impact of fake audio.
U.S. President Donald Trump urging East Coast residents.
South Korea's findings, I have told them that their talk of appeasement with North Korea will not work. They only understand one thing.
This is a real tweet from President Trump, but that wasn't his real voice. I'm heading to Montreal to meet the team who created it.
Kelley. Hello, nice to meet you, and welcome to Lyrebird.
Thank you.
Jose Sotelo is one of the co-founders of Lyrebird. They claim with a few samples of recorded audio of any voice, their AI technology can create a synthesized vocabulary, even a synthesized conversation.
Hey, Donald, have you heard about this new technology?
Are you speaking about this new algorithm to copy voices?
Hey guys, I think that they use deep learning and artificial neural networks.
Sure, it's still developing, but the potential is clear. You write the words, the digital voice will repeat them. Lyrebird's intentions are good. The company works with the ALS Association to help people with the disease. Remember the Ice Bucket Challenge? When ALS robbed the voice of one of its founders, Lyrebird helped give it back.
Time to say goodbye to this computerized voice.
It's a strange feeling saying your first words a second time.
Oh my God. Unbelievable. Wow.
Guess who's back, bitches?
But Sotelo concedes technology like his could help fake news fool even more people.
We have thought about the ethics and the ethical implications of this technology since the first day that we started this company. Actually, since before that. It's really serious, the kind of potential misuses and the consequences of these potential misuses could have on society. And actually, that's the thing that motivates us to speak publicly about this, is that by showing this to the public, by letting them know about this, we prevent the worst part of these potential consequences of this part of all the evil things that could be done with this technology.
I wonder though, if you take your audio technology and then you combine that now with some of the visual technology that's out there, that would be a very powerful, although inauthentic, recreation of an image with their voice.
Definitely. And so actually we have done this in the past. Last year, just as a proof of concept, we did something like this.
Oh, really?
We did a video of Obama speaking, and we modified the video, we modified the facial expressions, and we tried to make it realistic.
Can you show it to me?
Yeah, of course.
Hi, everybody. This night I am happy to share with you a small announcement about a cool startup called Lyrebird. They launched today their website where you can create a digital copy of your voice. They only need you to record 1 minute of audio.
Where will it all end? In a post-truth world, as some call it, how can anyone tell what's real anymore? Remember Donald Trump's lewd comments caught on tape by Access Hollywood?
And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the you can do anything.
Well, Trump initially apologized.
Anyone who knows me knows these words don't reflect who I am. I said it, I was wrong, and I apologize.
But later, he reportedly told people in his inner circle that wasn't his voice on the tape.
When, for example, a politician says something inappropriate, they now have plausible deniability. They can say the video is fake. And that's worrisome because suddenly nothing can be real anymore. And already we have a lot of questioning of the media and authenticity, and we have a fake news phenomenon that we've been dealing with for 2 years. And now it's going to be that, plus a lot more, because now it's not just you can't believe what you read, but it's what you can't believe what you see and hear. And that's troubling to me.
Lyrebird is trying to fight the fakes. While its program is available to anyone online, you can only use it to record your own voice.
Right now, we don't allow people to copy the voice of anyone else. And the way that we prevent that is by requiring people to say a specific set of sentences. So you cannot go into our website and put whatever audio file that you find online and create an artificial voice based on that.
Well, I couldn't take then a recorded speech by, say, Prime Minister Trudeau and use your technology to be able to distort his message with his voice and his words.
Exactly.
I'm optimistic. I think we will eventually get a handle on this, but I think the coming years are going to be very dicey for us because we're not there yet. We as consumers have to get smarter. We have to stop being so gullible. We have to get out of our echo chambers. We have to be more rational about how we digest and consume digital content online.
Back in the offices of Pinscreen in LA, Hao Li hopes that exposing the reality of fakes will make all of us more skeptical of what we read, see, and hear. After all, the truth is still out there.
One of the things that are very obvious is that you can actually use this for malicious purposes, right? And the important thing here is really to show, there are two options. One is we don't work toward that, but then you end up in the risk that someone else would actually do, right?
Well, the genie's clearly out of the bottle right now.
That's
so
right.
If you're working on it, there may be someone somewhere else working on it.
There are many other experts that are also working on, related fields.
But when you look at the possible misuse of images and technology like this, that just makes me wonder, are you part of the solution or are you part of the problem?
I think, obviously, if you create, some type of emerging technologies, it's like 3D printers where people would think about I can print guns, right. But it also has a lot of very important applications for the economy itself, right? And in our case, I think it is, it is always unfortunate that there's always, some certain group of people who would potentially use that for a different scenario, but it is important to speak about it so that we can also address this problem in a different way.
I wonder what our Prime Minister thinks of all this. Good or bad?
Let's ask him.
What do you think, Prime Minister Trudeau? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs up. Okay, we got our answer.